A beautiful death. Anything on the body? A great deal. Lovers will jump into the abyss for one another. Suits my needs perfectly. A ruined house in Far Corners. Give the signal, and he'll show up there the same day, just before midnight. A second chance? Good one. Cemeteries are full of men who thought old Joel would give them a second chance. A sorceress turned me down once. Want to hear the story? A vault that I need to find on my own. You've not made things much easier for me. Give me that. Ah! Actually, yes. But not because I'm sensitive or it gives me a heartache, true. Actually, you, Roach, should be the first to understand I've no choice. After Radovid popped her eyes out, she disappeared without a trace. If I've any luck, she's finally eating dirt. Again. The gold wasn't mine alone. See, I run a members-only savings club, a bank for the initiated. All right, you've convinced me. 4. Marigold playing the cynical materialist. I love it. Those witches' senses. Can't hide a damn thing from you lot. What's the harm? Talk. Yes, sure. You see, there are even some Redanians who cannot abide Radovid's policies. All right. You inspect the pools on the right, I'll take the ones on the left. Holler if you find anything. An ambush? What's this about? An ass, an oaf, a twit. Didn't even try to stop her. And a final humble plea. Don't try to fool me again. Ever. And how many would you say remain in the north? How many alchemists, healers, herbalists? 2,000? 3? And I don't give a flying fuck. And if you can't find the slimy bastard, come and see me. I know him well. Might figure something out. And if you did, why then I might be inclined to ask after Dandelion, establish what happened to him. And now, time to settle things. And see that door? Vault behind it, until recently filled with Novigrad crowns and countless other valuables. And the dwarf's Carlo Veres, known also as Cleaver. Carlo's in entertainment, mostly. And then we must meet, with our friends. I've leased a warehouse port side. Be sure to come. And when simple soldiers notice something's not quite right, well, then it's time to act. And who's this creature with you? May I be introduced? And you'd bloody lose, you idiot. Mass mobilisation? Inciting peasants to take up their scythes, straighten them? Where's the art in that? Much harder to build a strong state with healthy commerce, manufacturing, solid alliances, progressive science, and fair, independent courts that hand down just judgments. Anyone see you come in? Show a little sense, will you? As am I when I say I have exactly no time to worry about your gigolo boyfriend. Got me own problems. As do I. Lucky I hired a witcher and a sorceress who've been through so much together to get this done. As I will now demonstrate. As you know, my heart fluttered for Philippa Eilhart back when we both served Redania. Oh, hard luck. Then you'll die with them. Bart, stop that! Now! Be so kind as to follow me. Beating your head against the wall won't change that. Because? Because I want to talk to him. This is Geralt of Rivia. Because I want you to help me kill Radovid. Because you too are a patriot. Besides, this venue's got a tradition in this domain. Might even consider it fabled. Folka planned her revolt here. By extension, King Vrydank's murder too. Bottom of a silver cylinder, probably. Covered in runes. Interesting. Any idea what it contained? But I missed civilization, so I'm back. Aim to plant roots in Novigrad, become a respected citizen. And who knows, someday maybe even a town councillor. But that seems a distant future to me. Right now we should talk about the more immediate, but all in due course. Let's start by confessing our sins. I let Philippa Eilhart in on our plan. Mea culpa. But even an ass can do the world a favour if one more enlightened tells him how. but it's an excellent time to settle a score. But only since recently on this scale. Besides, but there was a time I fled, assassins on my tail, to the Blue Mountains and beyond. But ultimately this is a business deal, not a marriage. Besides, there must be some truth in all those lies. You're too dense to make it all up on your own. But we didn't bring you here to bore you with politics. Radovid's a threat to Triss and Yennefer. Remember that. That ought to interest you most. But we just need to stay out of each other's ways. Agree from time to time. That doesn't make us partners. But we've chatted enough. Yeah, I'll pay you. Count on it. So, can I count on you? But what's Philippa got to do with it? But you will help. Care for a game against an old master? Cyrilla? Impossible. This could shift the tide of war. Ciri's not the whole damn world. Cleaver won't find him easy. Junior's good at hiding. He's got peasant smarts. Come, Geralt, what do you think's happened to him? I reckon he's at the bottom of the Pontar, trussed up with the strings of his own mandolin. Course I do. Course you did. You're an ass, an oaf, a twit. Creaky piece of junk. Wood's rotting. Sails are prone to rip like an old pair of knickers. And dabbled in it a bit while at Oxenford Academy. But this is no time to reminisce. You're to find my treasure, not write my biography. Darling, when I'm able to make use of someone, I always do. It's convenient. Dead serious. Dandelion published a sonnet recently. Second stanza, the shit uses paired couplets instead of an inserted rhyme. Surely you understand how deeply offended the poetry lover in me was. The bastard shan't get away with it. Deepest apologies, but the lady will come with me. Did you speak to him? Get a good look at him? Do I look like a fucking witch to you? Do they know who I am? Was. Bedlam, sure. The others most likely suspect. But we just don't talk about it. No need to. Do what you will. Just be cautious. Whoreson's expecting payback, I've no doubt. Doesn't matter. Yet you agreed to help me. Easy, Cleaver. Emir's a lying whore. Enough of this foolery, Geralt! Especially in light of our bloody aborted plan. Excellent. Excellent. One last request. Oh, let's call it what it is. A command. Don't draw your sword unless I ask you to. Except if you are talking bollocks and I swallow it whole. Well, it'll be too late. Far as I'm concerned, he might as well be rotting down there with a goddamn trombone. Farewell, White Wolf. Fat fucking chance. Geralt, I wouldn't trust this cunt to hard-boil my eggs. Fight, you dimwits! Finally. You bloody took long enough. Fine. Just remember, what you saw here. Mum's the word. That's very important. I might even say it's a matter of life and death. Understood? Fine. You look after yourself and I'll look after my interests. For example, I'd have my men kill you instead of just tying you up. For reasons that should be obvious. I prefer it if my temporary liquidity problems remained private. So I need an outsider. Forgive me, Geralt, but after what you just pulled, I'd sooner believe a whore who proclaimed her undying love. Francis Bedlam you know, but then who's not heard of this patron of the fine arts and supporter of entrepreneurs of limited initial means? Frankly, I'm surprised at your insight into my anatomy. But on a more serious note, from what I've heard, Menga spends his nights at the docks, witch hunters' quarters. Maybe pay him a visit, ask where he's holding my gold for me. From Zerrikania. Won him. Card game with a camel merchant. Fuck! Gotta do everything myself! Fuck, Geralt! And I always liked you! Gambling. That's his big earner. Junior controls the largest casino in town. I'll never forget. Hierarch Hemmelfart raised all kinds of hallowed hell there once. Bug a bet and lost his ruby ring. Geralt! Damn it all, how do you recognise me? Geralt, give it some thought. If you change your mind, find Gregor. Talk to him. Geralt, how can I put this delicately? Bollocks! Geralt, take a gander. Geralt, turn around. Geralt, what Tala told you, put it out of your mind. There will be no truce with Nilfgaard. Redania, under my enlightened rule, will fight on until it wins. And when it does, it will unite all the North, including Temeria. Geralt, would you be kind enough to tell me what you've learned? I'm terribly curious. Geralt, you're here. Good. Geralt, this doesn't concern you. You may go. Fare thee well on your path, or what not. Geralt, are you yellow? Geralt, do all you witches have such nerve? Gets you nothing, that! Go, before I change my mind. God damn it! Goddamn fools! After her! Good thing Happen's not here. He'd tan the hide on my arse for being so rude. Got something? Got things to do myself. So long. Ha! Bloody thrashed him like a count. Geralt takes his privacy very seriously. Spying on him, having him followed, was a bloody nightmare. Perfect, right? Could take it off and no one would know the difference. You want a knee slapper? Fine, I'll tell you one. Ready? Ah, Geralt. I should have you strangled, but I like you, you bastard. See, you're as witty as ever. No, I'm not in contact with him. I prefer it remained that way. Happen! Train pool 4, and bring me the guest book. Chop chop. Happen! Who used this pool the day of the break-in? Happen has numerous flaws. He's pompous, pretentious, can be a real prick sometimes, ironic as that may sound. But his loyalty's beyond question. Haven't you done enough? Leave me be. He might not. But he'll burn down half the city trying. What waste? Leave him to it, I say. Work alone. Heard of beasts that are half lion, half eagle. Maidens who are half fish. But you'll never convince me there's such a thing as a half-truth. Cleaver, Bedlam and Junior. Well, I'd call them our partners if we'd built a mill to grind flour for the folk of nearby hamlets. I like you, Geralt. That's why I'll give you not 1, not 2, but 3 of my best men. No, just short on manners. Witches aren't exactly the sophisticated urban types. Henkel? That's impossible. Henkel's home. Derelict townhouse south of the main square. You might happen on some trace of this scoundrel we're looking for there. Well, off with you! Her rebellion changed the course of history. That's what we have in common. In terms of blood, we aim only to shed Radovid's. He's a witcher. The very one who first foiled an attempt on Foltest's life, and then killed that monarch. He's holed up with his men in a camp near Oxenford. Pay him a visit. You're sure to cheer him up at least. He's not been seen around town in some time. He's surrounded by splendid virgins who ply him with sparkling wine and pastries stuffed with nightingales' tongues. He's travelling as a journeyman, itinerant cobbler, that's his cover. He was first to venture across the Pontar, most probably did so via the Redanian checkpoint. We've a man there who should know more, calls himself Gregor. Menger has been spending heaps of coin lately, though to my knowledge he shouldn't have a copper to his name. Wouldn't have any other favours to ask, would you? Search your heart. Let me know, It would certainly explain how he had the nerve to break with the Big Four. I know an elf you might try. Got an excellent card in his deck. You'll find him beyond the city walls, where the Scoia'tael stragglers have their shanty town. I'm about as good a warrior as you are a dancing girl, and Kaer Morhen's beyond my sphere of influence. Sorry, Geralt, but I've my own pile of problems just now. I've not recovered my lost property. Your help, you might remember, left much to be desired. Wouldn't have left him behind if he was anybody. Common porter, must be. Knew nothing, means nothing. Dead end. Literally. Nah, worthless. How badly? Huh? If this is reliable information, Horson's neck deep in shit. What's this? I adore love stories. Especially the ones that end happily ever after. I ask the questions here. I believe you know my associate. I could never reveal my sources, to you or anyone else. It would be fucking unprofessional. I could have stayed there, disappeared. It would have been comfortable, safe, and cowardly. I decided we could use someone who knows a bit of magic. The runes on the bomb, I'm absolutely dying to know what they mean. I do. Gwent's like politics, just more honest. I do. What do you want? I don't. But you do. I don't. Counting on your survival instinct. Slip up, and I'll kill you. Feed you to Bart. I draw it all from the flight patterns of birds. I jest you not, Geralt. You abused my trust. I know. Oh, the sleep I lose because of that. I know. Forgive me, it comes with the job. I know. I'm merely asking for your aid in organising the assassination. Someone else'll strike the blow. I look forward to having friends in Kavir, especially among King Tancred's entourage. I mean that at the agreed time and place, you will find 6 men waiting who have absolutely nothing to do with me. Is that clear? I must soak it in hot water at least 6 times a day now. Failing that, it bloody pounds like the bells of Beauclair at dawn. I see. Well, I promise you that if I could go back in time, I'd do things quite differently on Thanedd. I served Vizimir, Radovid's father, was his head of intelligence for more than 2 decades. Together we transformed Redania, made it the North's most powerful realm. Any idea what made it strong? I suppose that explains the smoke. My treasure's not in there, is it? Burning with the witch hunters. I take it you've still no idea what happened to Dandelion. I think often of the country and its future. And the more I think, the clearer it becomes that as long as Radovid sits on the throne, Redania has no future. I trust you as much as you trust me. Not at all. Believe me, it's a healthy relationship. I value the lives of my men, I do. But I value my own even more. Dropped fonts and ran like hell. I will, soon as you tell me where my treasure is. I'd rather show than tell. Picture's worth 1,000 words and all that tripe. Ah, and you do realise, if you say anything about what you see here to anyone, it'll mean a razor between your ribs. If I say it's because I like you, want what's best for you, would you believe me? If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. If they're paid a tidy sum, they won't. If you thought I'd fall for that tale you just pulled out of your arse, you don't know me one bit. I'll, look in on you tomorrow, Francis. Finish our talk. I'll call on you tomorrow, Francis. We'll finish our chat. I'll elaborate. Explosion, big enough to blow that fucking hole in the wall, separating the vault from the sewers. I'll give you your teen once you tell me what you're planning. I'll let your insolence fly this time, but only because His Honour the Margrave might indeed have something to do with the theft. I'm all ears. I'm not nervous, just cautious. A trait you ought to nurture as well. I'm pleased you're willing to play a part. Must admit I wasn't certain you'd show. In truth, her ideals brought Triss here. She needs gold to save her colleagues. When I recover my treasure, I'll be in a position to help her. Simple as that. It can't be! Is that the lovely warble of my favourite accomplice? It healed poorly. Can you believe it? It's grown hot, my friend, and it grows hotter still. Pyres burn in every city. For majors great and small, your female friends included. For non-humans, for witchers soon. Is that the North you espouse? The North you're prepared to live in? It's on everyone's mind. Many'd like to do it so there's nothing to fear. It's quite simple, Geralt. I cannot be indifferent to Redania's fate. Call it patriotic concern. It's why I'll make an excellent Chancellor. It's worth a try. Geralt's got a knack for finding people, and he's discreet, a value in itself. I've a few vials left. Got the formula too. Disgusting swill, to be honest, but it'll save your life. Here. I've awaited this moment forever, so, very sorry, but I care as much about your plans as I do about the snows of Mahakam. I've far worse qualities than that, believe me. I've no quarrel with you, Geralt, but Phil and I have lots to talk about. Junior's got areas of the city where he's strong. Penetrate them, look around, but be discreet. None of this speed and fury and swinging your steel cock about. Just a few, just as soon as Geralt arrives. Should he arrive? Just go, Witcher. Just good. Just round the corner in Novigrad's port. And for your sake, I hope he's in a good mood when you look in on him. Kill the Witcher! Kill them all. Know anything else about this bomb? Anything at all? Know what? You should really stick to killing monsters. Lad started belching something horrendous. I mean, burps with so much mass the walls shook. Told him, Fons, stop. You're in the presence of a count. Well, former count, but still. And then he puked up. Up came most of the antidote. Lost his protection. Last we met, Geralt thrashed me silly and crushed my ankle. I really wonder what he's got in store this time. Later, Geralt. Later. Once we've spoken. Leaving, already gone. Let me tell you what I told King Vizimir time and time again. War doesn't solve any problems. It breeds trouble. Trouble you then have to solve by other means. Let's give him a chance to explain. Let's think. Sugar would react violently with sulfuric acid, but not so violently to cause an explosion. Listen, here's what we'll do. I'll give you a fat purse. A bit on top. And we'll call it even. Agreed? Listen, I'll be upstairs if you need me. Sight of this empty vault's giving me an ulcer. Good luck to you. Look at that. My favourite accomplice. What's this? Taking a day off from saving the world? Lots of prior experience. Worked with idiots my whole life. Make no mistake. Someone's behind Whoreson's actions. I'll not end him until I know who. That's my secret, lovebirds. Really must be going. Good luck. About as much as I'd miss a knife in me knickers. And you were gonna follow. Come on, no mucking around this time, understood? I know the one. Hansel, Gretel, burning witches. Very fitting for Novigrad. More cobwebs than a witch's den. My bones start to ache, as if bad weather were approaching. My lads'll make sure of that. My sympathies have naught to do with this. Whoreson wiped his arse with our agreement. That's betrayal, regardless of his current allegiance. Nah, it's under control. Geralt's a friend from the old days. Although, namely, it greatly increases your chances of getting out of the hunter's barracks alive. With my treasure. Near the Temple Watch Towers. Need any help? Can I play the violin for you? Fetch some flowers or bonbons? Nice to chat and all, Geralt, but don't you have a job to do? No, but I am helping the others set off. You know me. Bleeding heart and all. No! Didn't notice a fucking thing. Didn't do a taxonomic field analysis either. I know it's an inconvenience to you, but I felt I should get the hell out of there as fast as I could. No, I'm serious. Turn around. No, my leg! No, that choice was made for me. Philippa forced me to flee Redania. Radovid prevented me from returning. No, an instruction. Just do what I did. No, doesn't mean I can, though. Air in the sewer's thick with spores. Can hardly see a thing down there. No. Happen swears it was calm as ever. The usual customers, no incidents. Bloody bucolic. No, I was born ugly. No, I'm concerned. In Novigrad they had us. We were here. But who'll save those in Rimba? Banard, Ardcaraig, Gullet. You know damn well that daft bastard Radovid won't rest till he's killed them all. Every last one. Yennefer and Triss included. No. She said no. She said she preferred women. So I drank myself stupid and went out whoring. No need to thank me. Just paying off a debt. I always do, you know. Even to liars. No time for courtesies, my dear. Get on board. Not a chance. Not bad. See you don't have Esterad Tyson in your deck. Here, he's yours. Not surprising. The Honourable Margrave croaked in a brothel, decked out in leather lingerie, so the family held a hush-hush funeral, but I have my sources. Not talking to you, dimwit. Where was I? Mould spores. They cover the walls of the sewers other side of the vault. Actually thought it was a good thing, you know. A bit of extra protection. Thieves found a way through it. Nothing for free, eh? Did you bargain this hard when Emma wanted to hire you? Now, Junior loves a good fight. Wager he'd give a lot to see a real Witcher in action. Now, it's not a disaster. The Lady Sorceress is highly unlikely to warn the brat. What's more, she's willing to help us kill him. Naturally, it's nothing I'll ever agree to. But Phil, she's inspired me. Call her my muse. Now, stiff upper lip. Now I've decided I've slaved enough for ideals. It's time I worked for myself, and thus far it's been going rather well. Of course, I had this lummox Fonce, thick enough not to ask questions. We knocked back some Pop's antidote and entered the sewers. Soon after, I returned alone. Of course I'm scared, bloody dangerous whore son. Triss would concur, I think. Of course they spy on me. I'd be disappointed if they didn't. After all, I do choose the very best. Off the street, I mean. Oh, Bart, not again. Oh, bollocks. That's a convenient excuse you lot try to hide behind every time the temperature rises. Oh, I've been here, there. Spent some time in Zeracania, matter of fact. Oh, no, the sorceress stays here. Oh, that famous sarcasm. I missed it. Oh, yes, those famous witcher senses. Finally getting some use out of them. Oh, that's quite the start, Geralt. What's it you want? Old Coot's been eating dirt since last winter. Couldn't have been here the day of the break-in. On my way. On the other hand, I'd not have recovered my pile if not for you. One day, I doused myself in fragrances like a whore in a heatwave, put on a pinstripe doublet, they make you look slimmer, you know, and I went to her, told her, Philippa, we've so much in common, and so on. You know what she said? Oh, my help. Very interesting. Do tell. Opposition nibbling at his arse, eh? Seems the white flame won't dance on the graves of his foes much longer. Other than Bart? No. And the vault's location is known only to the treasure's co-owners. Well, and the thieves. Out of the question! Geralt, get her out of here before I burst her testicle! Over here! Pardon my tone. I've grown accustomed to ordering folk around and barking as I do it. Patience. We've yet to get to the substance of the matter. Geralt, do I recall correctly that Radovid's hired you to find Philippa? Perhaps. I'd still prefer the whore, though. Philippa will come with me, and answer for all the courtesies she's paid me. Ploughing neutrality. Pop's mould. The spores are highly toxic. One whiff and you're dead. Unless you're a troll, that is. Problems you might be able to help me with. Provided, of course, you're not mistaken. Provided you don't run into any storms. Put it away. I mean it. Queen Hedvig fought harder than that. Quite the contrary. You helped me, Witcher. So in spite of everything, you've earned your reward. Quite the opposite. Your reward. Earned it all the same. Triss will get her coin as well. Have her chance to fritter it away on foolish ideals. Radovid doesn't forgive. Not anything. Not anyone. And especially not the sorceress of the lodge. Radovid expects you to report to him. Bring him information about her. All you need to do is mention her name. Intimate that you've a lead. You're on her trail. Radovid's sure to be delighted. If Emir sounds the retreat, there'll be no force left that could possibly stop that madman. Remember the assassins you sent after me, darling Phil? A grave error. Such matters ought to be handled personally. Reminds me of my youth. Right mess that was. Never thought I'd be glad to see the man responsible for my taking frequent baths. Same thing that happens to anyone who steps on Junior's toes. Save your praise for others. I couldn't give a shit. Save your threats for the rats that run about the port. They don't make the slightest impression on me. See, Cleaver? Perhaps if you'd not called Junior an uncle fucker and asked him nicely, he'd have showed up today. See me smiling? I'm dead serious. Since from the start you were up to something. You didn't haggle about your pay. And then I heard from my sources that Margrave Henkel and Dandelion had rubbed elbows. Wasn't hard to connect the dots. Sewers beneath Gildorf, but you'll have to enter through the bits, endure the stench of poverty on the way. Sheath your sword, now. Shush! Remember, I'm Siggy. Silence. Cards close to your chest, I understand. To slay a king, it's not exactly some bloody necker contract. Silence! Since you aim to stick your prick in the eternal fire itself, I can't even give you that number. Situation's changed, Witcher. She's in a position now to foil my plans. So, where should this elite trio of my best meet you? So I don't owe you shit. So long, Geralt. So we did. But I was concerned about you. Stopped by to see if everything was all right. So you didn't see Henkel, you saw an impersonator. Think for once! They scooped out your balls, not your brain. And you, Geralt, start looking into this. Solid townhouse on Temple Isle, just on the other side of the bridge. Wouldn't wager me knickers on finding him there. Junior's not that stupid. Someday, sure. Once I no longer need you. Sorry. I know I've been unbearable lately. But at my age, the menopause, what with hot flushes and violent mood swings. Sorry, I must. It's my profession. So, will you ask her to stay? Sought oneness with nature. Magical place, really. Spare me, Geralt. Witches are stripped of feeling. Not one emotion in that body of yours. And I've an urgent matter to discuss. Speaking of which, and pardon my Beauclervois, have you found out who fucking nicked my gold? Stop it! I've an idea how to draw him onto dry land. Strange. I had no idea he was in debt. Sugar. Geralt, I'm in no mood for jests. Support! Run, get reinforcements! Suppose you could always search Horson's house. Though I doubt you'll find him there. Maybe some clue, though. Sure. Then we'll talk. In private. Surrender! Take it you learned this by peering into a crystal ball. Take note of that hole. We'll come back to it later. Teen? How many best men you think I have? Temerian. Former commander of the Blue Stripes. Ring a bell? Terribly sorry for that incident. My security failed. I'll get to the bottom of who, why, and how. But this blow might be the be-all and end-all here. That was long ago, sir. That's better. The bomb flowed down with a runoff, came to rest on the grate, and, to quote Bart, big boom. The bomb must have found its way into the pipe from inside the bathhouse. The Wild Hunt? Don't tell me you believe that nonsense. Then come back when you do. Then it's settled. Then take my coin. I always pay my debts, even to liars. Then there's the arena in the city's bowels. Betting scheme generates near as much as the casino. They're always looking for hired muscle there. There's Oliver at the Kingfisher. I play him sometimes. And there was a spell where I hoped to win the Catacan off Madman Lugos. But after I beat him once, the bugger would never play me again. This place is a maze, Witch! You'll never get out! This time, yes, you'll live. Thought of that already. Remember Madame Irina's theatre? Abandoned now, not a soul looks in there. Tala and I will await you there. 3 crates of Nilfgaardian florins, a chest of emeralds, rubies and topazes, silver candlesticks and platters. I could go on. Tiles falling off again. Mortar's complete shite. To my mind, this systemic persecution is foremost a symptom of a far more serious problem. A madman rules Redania. Translating into common, someone fucking made off with nearly 20 tons of my gold and all the lighter stuff. And you will help me get it back. Tried to pull him out. Then I heard a bubbling. Something crawled out of the water. True. But I didn't pull Philippa Eilhart out of a Kaviri prison the night before her execution. True. Instead, we insisted on one realm's questionable sovereignty. And to recover it, we gave Emir virtually all the North's other kingdoms. It was not a wise arrangement. So, no deal. Damn it, happen. Could sweep the corners sometimes. Using you? Never. Merely making the most of your mutual bond. Well, lovebirds, I really must be going. Good luck. Vakmeth, Act 1, Scene 7. Always wanted to play that. Never cast as anything but a halberdier. Vizimir and I managed to do just that. Through years of fucking hard work. I will not sit on my hands as that little shit squanders that. Radovid the stern, my arse. Radovid the witless, I'd say. We can use Philippa without involving her, provided you help. We need one alive! We were, until Philippa sent assassins after me. Well, well, Marigold. Your coin stands to come with a side of revenge. Well, well. Would have earned yourself a medal if I was in a position to bestow it. Well, we've jested and laughed, but I've a sense you're in a hurry. Well, get going. Well, learn anything? Well, mate, at least you tried. We'll talk later. We're counting on you, Geralt. What do you mean, who? Emma did. What? Don't tell me you don't plan to beg her to stay. What took you so long? What would you say? How many mages did we save? Altogether. Which is why I don't believe you have anything I don't already know. White Wolf? Who do I spy? Why, it's Geralt of Rivia. Who was that, you mean? Horson's got nowt to do with the casino officially, so careful what you say. Try not to arouse any suspicions. Why the fuck do you care? Figuring your finder's fee? Don't get your hopes up. Why the tears, my dear lady? You shouldn't worry yourself. It tarnishes your beauty. Why? Truth be told, they're awfully similar. Both about maintaining a net of informers, being tough in negotiations, bribing officials, the occasional assassination. Same old shit. Will you help me, Geralt? Wise. Witcher, at last. Now, we're all present. Witchers know their monsters, spies know their men. Yeah. Might be able to help me, in fact. Yeah. A cart drawn by sewer rats does seem unlikely, and since boats don't leave trails, it amounts to fuck all. Yes, I know. You parted a week after the summit at Loch Muine, in the woods near where the Lixella flows into the Pontar. But you know what they say. Old love never dies. Yes, right. Geralt, be so kind as to answer the question. He give you the contract or not? Yes, you moron. I also know you don't actually give a shite about my problems. What do you want? Yes. Happen keeps a record of guests. Should be able to tell us who used that pool the day of the break-in. You've not done badly. Yes. Talk to me. You are the worst liar I have ever known. Glad I don't need you to win a poker game for me. You better believe it. Well, I'm pleased we've arrived at an understanding. To the matter at hand. You can also count on my help. You knew from the start who robbed me, but you didn't deign to share that information with me. You know, Geralt, somehow I dislike running into you at parties. You know too much, Phil. Yet one more reason why you must die. You lied to me. You mean to say you've come to me empty-handed? You see, Geralt, all we ask is that you invite Radovid out for a stroll, bring him to the bridge. We'll take care of the rest. So what'll it be? You should stay out of politics. I know it, you know it, and Triss knows it, which is not insignificant. You think on this. Think on what I said. And if you conclude you'd rather change the course of history instead of riding its current to hell, you come find me. At the Passiflora, in the garret. I'll be waiting with my mates. You regret that provocation! You'll tell him you've found Philippa's hideout, somewhere where we can easily set a trap and ambush. Suggestions? Your friend's right. Shouldn't let them intimidate you. Your other lover? Not so much. She's cuddled up to Nilfgaard, and you'll follow her as always. And one day, we might find ourselves on opposite sides of the barricade. It'd be a damn shame. You're a regular fucking master sleuth. Any other brilliant deductions you want confirmed? The year, maybe? Bloody name of Redania's king? You're an ass. You're hiding something. And that's one thing I can't stand. Even more than Nilfgaard. You're not exactly bursting with enthusiasm. You're sorry? Well, consider it resolved then. Now, mind showing some added compassion could mean a miraculous recovery to me. You've naught to thank me for, literally. You're no good to me if you suffocate. You've no idea of the importance of this information. A change on the Imperial throne could bring the war to an end.